Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine holding the literal key to a life of absolute freedom, a small copper-colored disc resting in the palm of your hand that carries the weight of a $5 million fortune. For most people, a 2016 Lincoln penny is just pocket change used to round out a transaction. But for the elite hunter, it represents a generational wealth opportunity hidden in plain sight. We are talking about the legendary 2016 no-mint mark error, a coin so rare and so fiercely pursued by high-end collectors that it has become the holy grail of modern numismatics. You have likely walked past this fortune 1,000 times, letting it slip through your fingers while you dreamed of the wealthy lifestyle you deserve. The reality is that the life of luxury, travel, and financial security you crave isn't just a dream. It is currently circulating in the American economy, waiting for someone with the authority and the eye to claim it. There is a visceral fear that haunts every serious coin collector, the realization that they might have spent a multi-million-dollar treasure on a pack of gum. This isn't just about a hobby. It is about the urgency of a closing window of opportunity as these pristine 2016 errors are pulled from circulation and locked away in private vaults forever. Most people think no mint mark simply means it was minted in Philadelphia, which is true for standard years. But in the context of the 2016 strike, specific structural anomalies and metallurgical deviations have created a subset of coins that defy the standard minting process. Why would a single cent be worth $5 million? Because it represents a perfection of error that should not exist in the modern age of precision engineering. If you aren't checking your change with the intensity of a diamond merchant, you are effectively throwing away a winning lottery ticket every single day. Are you really okay with letting someone else live your dream life just because they looked closer than you did? Let's take a second to breathe because I know your heart is racing, and it should be. You might be wondering if your eyesight is failing you or if I've spent too much time sniffing old coin folders. But the data doesn't lie. The current market demand for high-grade, rare variant 2016 pennies is skyrocketing because the elite 1% of collectors are looking for population 1 coins to complete their legacy sets. To find this $5 million masterpiece, you must look for the absence of the P mark combined with a specific double die or struck-through characteristic that occurred during a very limited window of production. We are talking about a coin that possesses a mirror-like luster and a strike so sharp it looks like it was carved by a master jeweler rather than a high-speed press. This is the ultimate pattern interrupt in your daily routine. Instead of looking at your bank balance and wishing for more, you should be looking at the 2016 pennies in your jar and realizing the more is already there. The transition from a seeker to a millionaire owner is a journey of authority and knowledge. When you find a 2016 penny that lacks the mint mark and shows the telltale signs of a significant minting blunder, you aren't just holding metal. You are holding a contract for a new life. The excitement of the hunt is only surpassed by the thrill of the professional grading process, where your discovery is validated by the highest authorities in the world. Imagine the silence in the room when the auctioneer starts the bidding at 7 figures. That is the power of the 2016 error. It bridges the gap between the mundane and the extraordinary, connecting your current reality to a future of boundless wealth. This is not a time for hesitation or maybe tomorrow. The demand for these coins has never been higher, and the prices are being driven up by a global hunger for American rarities that represent the pinnacle of numismatic history. As we reach the apex of this discovery, understand that the 2016 no-mint mark error is the ultimate symbol of hidden potential. Every point we've discussed, from the specific strike errors to the elite market value, leads to a single, inescapable conclusion. Your financial destiny could be sitting on your nightstand right now. The difference between those who live in mansions and those who just watch videos about them is the willingness to take action when a $5 million secret is revealed. You now possess the specialized knowledge to identify the most valuable modern coin in existence. The market is hot, the buyers are waiting with open checkbooks, and the 2016 pennies are still out there in the wild. You have the authority, you have the map, and now you have the burning desire to claim what is yours. Don't let another minute pass where you aren't the master of your own fortune. Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your cup holder or buried in your sofa cushions isn't just scrap metal, but a ticket to a life of absolute financial freedom. We often walk through life ignoring the small things, but in the world of high-stakes numismatics, the smallest oversight by the United States Mint can translate into a multimillion-dollar windfall for an eagle-eyed collector. You have been told your whole life that a penny is the lowest form of currency, a relic of a bygone era that barely buys a moment of time, yet right now, a specific 2014 Lincoln penny is defying every law of economics. There is a quiet desperation among the world's elite collectors to find this ghost in the machine, a 2014 cent with no mint mark that carries a secret so rare it has been valued at a staggering $3 million. This isn't just about spare change. It is about the thrill of the hunt and the terrifying reality that you might have already spent a fortune without even knowing it. You might be asking yourself how a modern coin, minted by the billions, could possibly rival the price of a luxury estate or a vintage Ferrari. The answer lies in the perfection of the error and the intensity of the current market demand. We are living in a golden age of coin collecting where the no mint mark mystery has captured the imagination of investors from Manhattan to Malibu. The fear of missing out is real because every day these coins circulate, they wear down, losing the pristine luster that commands the highest premiums. Why are you still letting your jars of change gather dust when the very air you breathe is thick with the possibility of a $3 million discovery? This is your wake-up call to stop seeing currency and start seeing assets, because the window of opportunity for the 2014 era is narrowing, and the wealthy are already moving in to sweep the market. To understand the sheer magnitude of this 2014 treasure, we have to look closer than the naked eye allows, diving into the mechanical heart of the Philadelphia Mint. While a lack of a mint mark typically signifies a standard Philadelphia strike, certain 2014 specimens have surfaced with structural anomalies and transitional characteristics that suggest they were never meant to enter the public hand. When we speak of a $3 million valuation, we are talking about a perfect storm of strike pressure, planchet composition, and a specific die clash error that creates a visual fingerprint unlike any other Lincoln cent in history. Is it possible that a technician's momentary lapse in judgment created your retirement fund? Absolutely. The demand for these errors has reached a fever pitch, creating a competitive environment where billionaires are outbidding each other just to own a piece of this modern legend. Let's take a second to breathe. I know your heart is racing, and you're probably tempted to go dump your piggy bank on the floor right this second. But hold on, are you actually prepared to handle a $3 million asset? Or would you just use it to buy a lifetime supply of gourmet coffee? Humor aside, the sophistication of this error requires a sophisticated eye. We are looking for the deep cameo proof-like finish on a business strike coin, a phenomenon that shouldn't exist according to official records. This connection between a common year and an uncommon finish is what drives the value into the stratosphere. Every time a major auction house announces a new discovery, the floor goes silent, the paddles go up, and the price of history climbs higher. The 2014 no mint mark cent is not just a coin. It is a masterpiece of accidental art that represents the pinnacle of American craftsmanship and the volatility of high-end investing. We connect the dots between the minting process and the current auction trends. It becomes clear that the 2014 era is the Mona Lisa of modern cents. The urgency is fueled by the fact that the 2014 series is now over a decade old, meaning the number of unsearched rolls is dwindling to near zero. You are standing at the edge of a financial frontier where the barrier to entry is simply the willingness to look closer than anyone else. Have you ever felt that nagging suspicion that greatness was just out of reach? This coin is the bridge between your current reality and the wealthy lifestyle you've always envisioned. It is a tangible, portable, and incredibly liquid asset that the market is begging to get its hands on, and the only question remaining is who will find the next one before the year is out. The journey from a humble copper coin to a $3 million payout is paved with diligence and the courage to take action when others are hesitant. The current market value isn't a fluke. It is a reflection of a society that prizes rarity above all else. And there is nothing rarer than a 2014 error that escaped the watchful eyes of government inspectors. By securing a coin of this caliber, you aren't just selling metal. You are entering an elite circle of individuals who understand that true wealth is often hidden in plain sight. Imagine the doors that open when you possess a piece of currency that is more valuable than the gold in most bank vaults. The lifestyle of the affluent, the travel, the security, the legacy, is within the grasp of anyone who chooses to master the art of the find. Positive momentum is shifting toward the private collector, and the demand for the 2014 no-mint mark era is showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, the price is projected to climb even higher as more investors seek hard assets in an uncertain economy. You have the power to change your family's trajectory with a single discovery, but that power only exists if you act with the urgency this opportunity deserves. The excitement of the hunt is only surpassed by the glory of the sale, and the market is currently starving for high-grade 2014 specimens. Don't be the person who hears about the $3 million sale next month and realizes they had that exact coin sitting in a drawer. Be the person who makes the headlines and claims the prize. This is your moment to step into the light of the wealthy and the wise, to take the change in your pocket and turn it into a change in your life. The 2014 Lincoln penny is waiting, shrouded in the mystery of the Philadelphia Mint, carrying a value that can rewrite your future in an instant. It is time to stop dreaming about wealth and start auditing your assets with the precision of a professional. You have the knowledge, you have the drive, and now you know exactly what to look for in the sea of copper. Go forth with confidence because the $3 million treasure is out there, and it belongs to the person who refuses to overlook the small things. Imagine standing at the precipice of a life-altering discovery, one that transforms a mundane copper relic into a $4 million gateway to absolute financial freedom. Most people look at a 2005 Lincoln penny and see nothing more than discarded pocket change, a tiny disc of metal destined to sit in a jar or beneath a car seat. But for the elite few who understand the high-stakes world of numismatic errors, that single cent represents a winning lottery ticket that never expires. This isn't just about collecting coins. It is about the pulse-pounding hunt for a ghost in the machine, a rare manufacturing defiance that should not exist. You are not just holding a penny. You might be holding the keys to a luxury estate, a private collection, and a legacy of wealth that lasts generations. The market for these no-mint mark anomalies has reached a fever pitch, and the urgency to find them has never been higher because collectors are ready to pay a king's ransom right now. Have you ever stopped to wonder if the very person standing in line behind you at the grocery store just handed over a small fortune to pay for a pack of gum? It happens more often than you think, and the thought of letting a $4 million asset slip through your fingers should keep you awake at night. We are talking about the 2005 Philadelphia minted error that defies every standard of the United States Mint. This coin carries an aura of mystery and prestige that commands the room. When you hold a coin of this caliber, you aren't just a hobbyist. You are a guardian of American history and a savvy investor standing on the threshold of a massive payday. The demand is skyrocketing, the buyers are elite, and the opportunity is waiting for someone with the vision to claim it. To understand why this 2005 error is currently valued at such a staggering sum, we must look at the sheer perfection required for such an imperfection to occur. While the Philadelphia Mint traditionally does not use a mint mark, a specific structural and strike error on this particular year has sent the valuation into the stratosphere. We are looking for a coin that possesses a proof-like luster and a strike so sharp it looks like it was carved by a master jeweler rather than stamped by a machine. This is the pattern interrupt of the financial world, a moment where the logic of just a penny is shattered by the reality of a seven-figure appraisal. Why settle for a standard 9 to 5 existence when the ultimate shortcut to a wealthy lifestyle is potentially sitting in your kitchen drawer? Sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? But in the world of high-end numismatics, the only thing more real than the coin is the bank balance of the person who finds it. The excitement builds when you realize that this specific 2005 error is in such high demand that auction houses are practically begging for new specimens to hit the block. We are seeing a shift in the economy where tangible, rare assets are outperforming traditional investments, and the 2005 no-mint mark penny is leading the charge. This is an authoritative call to action for every serious seeker of wealth. Examine every edge, every letter of "In God We Trust," and every detail of Lincoln's bust. The fear of missing out is a powerful motivator, but the thrill of the find is even greater. This coin represents the pinnacle of American craftsmanship gone rogue, and because so few were ever documented in this pristine condition, the scarcity drives the price to that breathtaking $4 million mark. You have to ask yourself, am I looking hard enough, or am I letting someone else claim my fortune? As we connect the dots from the minting floor to the auction stage, the path to a wealthy lifestyle becomes crystal clear. Selling a rare coin of this magnitude isn't just a transaction. It is an event that resets your entire financial trajectory. The market is currently hungry, aggressive, and filled with high-net-worth individuals who view this 2005 penny as the crown jewel of their portfolios. There is no room for weakness or hesitation in this arena. You must approach this with the confidence of a mogul, knowing that what you possess is one of the most sought-after treasures in the United States. The current valuation of $4 million is a testament to the coin's legendary status, and as more people realize the value of what they might be carrying, the window of opportunity to be the next big success story is narrowing. The journey from discovery to the ultimate sale is paved with prestige and the promise of a life well lived. Imagine the doors that open when you are the owner of a $4 million rarity. This is about more than just the money. It is about the status, the story, and the sheer brilliance of finding extraordinary value in the ordinary. The 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a beacon for those who desire the finer things in life and have the patience to look for them. This is your moment to transition from a seeker to a provider of rare history. Stay sharp, stay focused, and keep your eyes on the prize, because the next record-breaking auction result could very well be yours. The treasure is out there. The demand is at an all-time high, and your future is waiting to be minted. Imagine standing on the precipice of a life-altering discovery, one that transforms a mundane trip to the grocery store into $1 million windfall. Most people glance at their spare change and see nothing but cold, utilitarian copper, never realizing that they might be holding the literal keys to a kingdom of financial freedom. The 1994 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is not just a piece of currency. It is a legendary ghost in the world of numismatics, a silent titan of value that has eluded even the most seasoned collectors. You have worked hard your entire life, and the universe often hides its greatest rewards in the places we least expect. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a coin so rare and so coveted that its presence in your collection could be the difference between a standard retirement and a legacy of absolute luxury. Why is the world suddenly obsessed with a single cent from the mid-90s? It is because the 1994 no-mint mark era represents a perfect storm of scarcity and demand that has sent current market valuations soaring to a staggering $1 million. For a discerning individual between the ages of 30 and 65, this isn't just a hobby. It is a high-stakes treasure hunt. Think about the adrenaline surge of realizing that a forgotten jar in your attic or the lining of an old leather chair contains a masterpiece of American minting history. Are you truly prepared to walk past $1 million because you were too busy to look? The urgency is real, the market is hungry, and the window to claim this level of wealth is wide open for those who know exactly what to look for. Now, before you go diving into your sofa cushions like a caffeine-fueled detective, let's take a breath and appreciate the sheer absurdity of the situation. We are talking about a tiny disc of metal that weighs less than a grape but costs as much as a sprawling estate in the Hamptons. It is a beautiful irony, isn't it? But this is no joke to the elite auction houses and billionaire investors currently scouring the globe for this specific 1994 error. They are desperate to add this piece to their private vaults, and they are prepared to pay a king's ransom to the person who finds it first. This is your invitation to step into an authoritative role as a guardian of rare history, commanding the respect and the payout that comes with possessing the unattainable. The 1994 penny is a masterpiece of the Philadelphia Mint, but its true value lies in what is missing. While the D for Denver or S for San Francisco are common sights, the absence of a mint mark on certain specialized strikes from 1994 signifies a level of prestige that few other modern coins can match. To the untrained eye, it looks like an ordinary penny, but to you, the sophisticated hunter, it is a beacon of high-demand luxury. You must look for the crispness of the strike and the luster of the copper, identifying the specific no-mint mark variations that indicate a rare transitional error or a proof quality finish that escaped into general circulation. This isn't just about finding a coin. It's about recognizing a mistake that the government would prefer to forget but that the market is absolutely obsessed with owning. The fear of missing out is a powerful motivator, and in the world of high-value pennies, it is entirely justified. Every day that passes is another day someone else might stumble upon your fortune. The demand for these coins has hit a fever pitch because they represent a stable, tangible asset in an unpredictable financial world. When you hold a 1994 error worth $1 million, You aren't just holding money. You are holding a piece of American heritage that only grows more valuable as it becomes harder to find. This coin is the ultimate pattern interrupt in the cycle of daily life. It forces the world to stop and pay attention to you. It turns you from a spectator into a player in the world of high-finance collectibles, where the stakes are high and the rewards are legendary. Does it feel a bit surreal to think that a 1-cent piece could buy you a fleet of luxury cars or a private island getaway? It should. That is the magic of the numismatic market. We are connecting the dots between a simple manufacturing slip-up and a life of unparalleled opulence. You are looking for a coin that shows no signs of weakness, no heavy wear, no corrosion, just the sharp, authoritative profile of Lincoln and the clean, unmarked field where a mint letter should have been. The market isn't looking for almost rare. It is looking for perfection. When you find that perfect 1994 no-mint mark cent, you aren't just selling a coin. You are providing a solution to a billionaire's missing collection, and they will reward your sharp eye with the lifestyle you have always envisioned. The journey from a humble copper cent to $1 million bank balance is shorter than you think, but it requires the courage to act and the wisdom to know your worth. As we look at the current market trends, the 1994 no-mint mark era is consistently breaking records at prestigious auctions, proving that its value is not just a fluke but a sustained upward trajectory. This is the moment where your preparation meets opportunity. You have the knowledge, you have the drive, and now you have the target. Imagine the feeling of walking into a high-end auction house, knowing you possess the one item everyone in the room is competing for. That is the definition of power and the pinnacle of the sophisticated lifestyle you are destined to lead. The excitement of the hunt is only surpassed by the thrill of the sale. When that gavel drops and the final bid hits the $1 million mark, your life changes forever. No more worrying about the future. The future is already here, and it is paved in copper and gold. You are part of an elite group of individuals who understood that wealth isn't just earned, it's discovered. By focusing on the 1994 penny, you are targeting one of the most liquid and high-demand assets in the modern era. The world is waiting for the next great discovery, and there is no reason why that person shouldn't be you. You have the authoritative edge needed to navigate this market, and the rewards waiting for you are beyond your wildest imagination. As we conclude this deep dive into the 1994 $1 million penny, remember that every great fortune begins with a single step, or in this case, a single cent. You have been given the roadmap to a wealthy lifestyle, and the urgency to check your collection has never been higher. Don't let this be another what-if story that you tell years from now. Make this the moment you took control and claimed the treasure that was hidden in plain sight. The 1994 no-mint mark penny is out there, waiting for someone with the vision to see its true value. Stay focused, stay inspired, and prepare yourself for the incredible journey that comes when you finally hold $1 million in the palm of your hand. Imagine standing on the precipice of a life-changing discovery, hidden not in a buried treasure chest or a high-stakes lottery ticket, but within the mundane copper glow of a common jar of loose change. Most people glance at a 1993 Lincoln penny and see exactly 1 cent, a negligible fragment of currency that barely buys a moment of thought. But for the elite collector and the sharp-eyed visionary, that single coin represents a golden ticket to a world of prestige and unparalleled financial freedom. Right now, the numismatic world is electric with a feverish demand for a specific, legendary error from the Denver Mint that has pushed market valuations to a staggering $2 million. This isn't just about a coin. It is about the ultimate pattern interrupt in your financial story, a moment where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary through the power of a single microscopic minting mistake. Why does this specific year carry such a heavy weight of urgency? You must understand that the early 90s marked a transitional era in minting technology, and the 1993 penny stands as a titan among rarities due to a mechanical anomaly that should never have survived the quality control of the United States Mint. The fear of missing out on such a find is real because, as we speak, these treasures are being pulled from circulation and locked away in private vaults, never to be seen by the public again. Are you truly prepared to let a multi-million-dollar masterpiece slip through your fingers because you were too busy to look closer? The excitement of the hunt is matched only by the authoritative confirmation from top-tier grading services that this coin is the holy grail for those who refuse to settle for a standard existence and instead crave the wealthy lifestyle they have earned. The journey into high-stakes numismatics requires more than just luck. It demands the sophisticated eye of a connoisseur who understands that perfection often hides within a flaw. To identify the 1993 D error that is currently commanding a $2 million premium, one must look for the Close AM variety or the rare bronze planchet transitions that defy the laws of standard production. Imagine the sheer adrenaline of holding a piece of history that was struck on a leftover copper blank from a previous era, creating a weight and luster that feels fundamentally different from the zinc coins surrounding it. Does it feel heavier? Does it ring with the chime of pure capital? This is where your expertise separates you from the casual hobbyist, as you navigate the technical nuances with the confidence of someone who knows exactly what they are worth. The market for these errors is not merely growing. It is exploding with a ferocity that favors the bold and the informed. High-net-worth investors are aggressively scouring auctions to find the 1993 D specimens that exhibit the dramatic doubling or the rare mule strikes that link two different denominations into one copper canvas. Every detail matters, from the crispness of Lincoln's bow tie to the architectural integrity of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. You might wonder if such a small object can truly carry the weight of a luxury estate or a fleet of high-end vehicles, but the answer lies in the scarcity. When demand is infinite and supply is restricted to a handful of known examples, the price doesn't just rise, it orbits. This is the moment to reset your attention and realize that your current collection could be the foundation of a legacy that lasts for generations. As we connect the dots from the minting floor of 1993 to the high-glamour auction blocks of today, the path to a wealthy lifestyle becomes crystal clear. Selling a rare penny of this caliber is not a mere transaction. It is an entrance into an exclusive society of individuals who recognize and reward excellence. The current market value of $2 million is a testament to the enduring power of American currency and the relentless pursuit of the unique. You have the opportunity to take your place among the financial elite by verifying your finds with the utmost authority and presenting them to a hungry market that is waiting to pay top dollar for your discovery. There is no room for hesitation when the stakes are this high and the rewards are this life-altering. Now is the time to take decisive action and audit every 1993 D penny in your possession with the rigor of a professional treasure hunter. The window of opportunity for a $2 million valuation is open, fueled by a perfect storm of collector interest and economic shifts that favor tangible, rare assets. Think of the freedom that comes with knowing a single cent has provided you the keys to the life you've always envisioned. A life defined by choice, luxury, and the pride of owning the rarest of the rare. The hunt is on, the demand is peaking, and the prize is waiting for the one person who has the vision to see it. Would you like me to generate a series of high-energy titles and descriptions for this video to ensure it reaches the most motivated sellers in the country? Imagine holding a small, weathered piece of copper in your palm, something so seemingly insignificant that you might have tossed it into a jar or left it in a cup holder, unaware that it carries the financial power of a beachfront mansion. Most people see a 1990 penny and see exactly 1 cent, but for the elite circle of numismatists and those destined for a massive windfall, the absence of a single letter, the S mint mark, is the difference between pocket change and a $3 million fortune. This is not just a hobby. It is a high-stakes treasure hunt where the map is hidden in your own spare change. If you have ever dreamed of a single discovery that could instantly fund a luxury lifestyle, clear every debt, and secure your family's legacy for generations, then you are standing on the precipice of a life-changing revelation. The fear of overlooking such a masterpiece is real, as thousands of these coins pass through American hands every day, yet only a focused few will ever recognize the silent error that commands millions. You might wonder if you've already spent your retirement at a grocery store checkout line, but today, that uncertainty ends. We are diving into the sophisticated world of the 1990 S-proof Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and so highly demanded by the world's wealthiest collectors that its value has soared into the stratosphere. We will break down exactly why this error occurred, how to identify the authentic multimillion-dollar specimen from the common billions, and how you can position yourself to claim a seat at the table of the financial elite. To understand the sheer magnitude of this error, we have to look back at the San Francisco Mint in 1990, where perfection was the only standard. Proof coins are the Ferraris of the minting world, struck twice with specially polished dies to create a mirror-like finish that glows with an almost supernatural luster. However, a monumental lapse in oversight occurred when a single die, intended for the Philadelphia Mint, was mistakenly sent to San Francisco without its S mint mark. This wasn't just a tiny smudge or a scratched surface. It was a fundamental breach of protocol that birthed a ghost coin. Can you imagine the look on the technician's face when they realized they had released a phantom into the world? It is the kind of mistake that makes history and, more importantly, makes millionaires. The excitement building in the current market for this specific error is unprecedented, with the valuation now reaching a staggering $3 million for top-tier specimens. This isn't just expensive in the way a luxury car is expensive. This is a blue-chip asset that rivals fine art and rare real estate. When you hold a 1990 S penny, you aren't just holding metal. You are holding a contract for a new life. The demand is so aggressive because these coins represent the ultimate trophy for those who have already conquered the business world and now seek the rarest artifacts on the planet. If you think your eyes are playing tricks on you when you look at your collection, remember that the most successful people in history are those who dared to look closer when everyone else walked away. Now, before you go diving into your couch cushions with a magnifying glass and a sudden burst of adrenaline, let's get serious about what you are actually looking for. The authentic $3 million error is found exclusively in proof sets, which were sold in purple plastic cases. If you find a 1990 penny in your pocket change without a mint mark, it was likely born in Philadelphia and is worth exactly 1 cent. Unless, of course, it has that unmistakable deep-mirrored proof finish that looks like it was dipped in liquid glass. Do you see the difference? One is a tool for buying a stick of gum, while the other is a golden ticket to a life of leisure, travel, and total financial independence. The urgency to check your existing sets or scout for unopened 1990 proof sets at high-end auctions has never been higher because as more collectors realize the scarcity of this error, the price only climbs higher. The beauty of the 1990 S error lies in its deceptive simplicity, as it hides its true worth behind the humble image of Abraham Lincoln. But make no mistake, the market for this coin is ironclad and shows no signs of weakening. In fact, its prestige grows every time one of these rare gems is authenticated by professional grading services. There is a profound sense of pride that comes with owning something that the rest of the world can only dream of seeing. It's about more than just the money. It's about the thrill of the find and the authoritative knowledge that you possess a piece of American history that the government never intended for you to have. You are essentially a modern-day explorer, and the jungle you are navigating is the vast landscape of U.S. currency. As we reach the peak of this journey, it is vital to understand that the window of opportunity for finding these treasures at yesterday's prices is closing rapidly. The elite collectors who drive these $3 million valuations are constantly scouring the globe, and once these coins are locked away in private vaults, they may not see the light of day for another 50 years. If you have 1990 proof sets sitting in a box in your attic or a safe deposit box, you are potentially sitting on a mountain of liquid gold. The question is no longer whether these coins exist, but who will be the next person to step forward and claim their fortune. Will you be the one to tell the story of how a single penny changed everything, or will you be the one who listens to that story with regret? The path to a wealthy, sophisticated lifestyle is often paved with the ability to spot value where others see nothing. By mastering the details of the 1990 S Lincoln penny, you have already taken a massive step toward joining the ranks of the nation's most successful treasure hunters. This is your moment to take action, to verify your holdings with an authoritative eye, and to prepare for a sale that could redefine your entire future. The demand is white-hot, the value is historic, and the coin is waiting to be found. Keep your eyes sharp and your standards high, because the next multi-million-dollar discovery is only 1 penny away. Imagine holding a small, copper-colored disc in the palm of your hand, something so unassuming that most people would toss it into a glass jar or leave it on a gas station counter without a second thought. Now, imagine that same piece of metal is actually a silent lottery ticket, a forgotten masterpiece of minting history that carries the weight of a $5 million fortune. For the elite circle of collectors and those with a keen eye for destiny, the 1979 Lincoln penny without a mint mark isn't just currency. It is a gateway to a life of absolute freedom and prestige. We aren't talking about mere pocket change here. We are talking about a legendary anomaly that has the power to rewrite your financial future in a single afternoon. If you have ever felt the pulse of excitement at the thought of discovering a hidden treasure right under your nose, then you understand why the hunt for this specific 1979 error has reached a fever pitch in the current market. The tragedy of the modern world is how often we overlook the extraordinary because it wears the mask of the ordinary. Every day, millions of Americans handle these 1979 pennies, completely unaware that a microscopic structural defiance at the Philadelphia Mint created a handful of specimens that defy the laws of numismatic physics. The fear of missing out is real because, as we speak, these coins are circulating through antique shops, estate sales, and perhaps even your own dresser drawer, waiting for someone with the authority and the knowledge to claim them. This is your moment to stop being a spectator in the world of wealth and start becoming a protagonist. Why should these millions go to someone else when you are the one doing the work, studying the strike, and preparing yourself for the ultimate windfall? The demand for high-grade verified error coins has never been higher, and the 1979 no mint mark error is currently the crown jewel that every serious investor is desperate to acquire. Now, take a deep breath and ask yourself, when was the last time you actually really looked at the dates on your coins? You might think you're too busy for such things, but would you be too busy to pick up a check for $5 million if it fell out of your pocket? I didn't think so. The beauty of this specific 1979 error lies in its subtlety. It requires a sophisticated eye to distinguish a common Philadelphia strike from the legendary variety that commands a king's ransom. While the standard 1979 penny is a staple of American history, the error version represents a rare alignment of industrial friction and historical timing. It's like finding a typo in a classic novel that somehow makes the book worth more than the library it sits in. We are looking for perfection in the imperfect, a strike so crisp and a surface so preserved that it looks like it was minted this morning, yet carries the soul of a 40-year-old mystery. The current market valuation of $5 million isn't just a number pulled from thin air. It reflects the aggressive, high-stakes environment of modern auctions where billionaires compete for the rarest pieces of Americana. These collectors aren't looking for nice coins. They are looking for impossible coins. They want the pieces that shouldn't exist, the ones that escaped the watchful eyes of quality control inspectors decades ago. By holding a 1979 error penny of this caliber, you aren't just selling a coin. You are selling a piece of a closed chapter in U.S. history. The urgency of this search cannot be overstated, as the pool of uncirculated 1979 rolls is shrinking every year. Every time a bag of old coins is melted down or lost to time, the value of the remaining error skyrockets. You are currently positioned at the peak of a value curve that is only going up, making this the most opportune time in history to verify your collection. Consider the lifestyle that awaits the individual who brings this coin to the auction block. We are talking about the transition from getting by to getting whatever you want. This is about the beach house in Malibu, the classic car collection that turns heads in every zip code, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing your family's legacy is secured for generations. It is an inspirational journey that begins with a single cent and ends with a seat at the table of the world's wealthiest individuals. This isn't just about money. It's about the victory of the hunt. It's about the sheer, electric thrill of being right when everyone else told you it was just a penny. You have the authority to change your story, and the 1979 Lincoln error is the pen you'll use to write the next chapter. But how do you ensure you aren't left holding a common coin while the real treasure slips away? You must approach this with the precision of a scholar and the hunger of a lion. The 1979 Philadelphia issue is unique because of the specific die pressures used during that era, which created a ghosting effect on certain error strikes that is unmistakable once you know what to look for. Is it possible that the coin currently sitting in your cup holder is the very one that experts have been theorizing about for years? It sounds like a movie plot, doesn't it? But in the world of high-end numismatics, reality is often more lucrative than fiction. The demand is surging, the buyers are lined up with open checkbooks, and the only missing piece of the puzzle is the coin itself. As we move toward the final verification of these assets, remember that fortune favors the bold and the informed. The 1979 Lincoln penny error is a symbol of American resilience and the unexpected rewards that come to those who pay attention. You aren't just looking for copper, you are looking for a breakthrough. Every second you spend analyzing your 1979 cents is an investment in a future defined by luxury and influence. The market is calling, the valuation is set at a staggering $5 million, and the spotlight is waiting for the next great discovery. Will you be the one to step into it? The hunt for the 1979 error is the ultimate test of your vision, and the prize is nothing less than total financial transformation. Imagine standing at a crossroads where a single, dusty copper coin is the only key required to unlock a life of absolute financial freedom. Most people look at a 1979 D Lincoln penny and see exactly 1 cent, a piece of neglected pocket change destined to sit in a jar or get lost between seat cushions. But for the elite hunter, that D mint mark represents a potential $3 million lottery ticket that doesn't require a drawing. It only requires a keen eye. You are currently holding the possibility of a coastal estate or a private collection that commands world-class respect, all wrapped in a small disc of metal. The air is thick with the scent of opportunity because the market for high-end numismatics has never been more aggressive. Right now, investors with deep pockets are scouring the globe for the one error that slipped through the Denver Mint decades ago, and the urgency to find it has reached a fever pitch. Have you ever wondered if you've already held $1 million in your hand and simply let it slip through your fingers? The fear of missing out on a life-changing discovery is real, but the excitement of the hunt is what truly separates the wealthy from the weary. We aren't just talking about a hobby. We are talking about an elite asset class that outperforms traditional stocks and bonds when the right error is identified. This 1979 D penny is a masterpiece of industrial accident, a mechanical ghost in the machine that created a rarity so profound it makes modern gold bars look common by comparison. The current market valuation of $3 million isn't just a number. It is a testament to the sheer demand for American history captured in a flaw. As we peel back the layers of this mystery, you will begin to see your loose change not as currency, but as a high-stakes portfolio waiting to be liquidated. Why settle for a modest retirement when the Denver Mint might have already printed your ticket to a multimillion-dollar legacy? To understand why the 1979 D is currently the crown jewel of the penny world, we must look at the sophisticated mechanics of the minting process and where it went gloriously wrong. During this era, the Denver Mint was pumping out billions of coins, but a select few underwent a transformative error, a structural defiance of the standard strike, that elevated them from common pennies to museum-grade treasures. High-net-worth collectors are specifically looking for the double die or the off-center strike that retains full luster, a combination so rare it occurs once in a generation. When you find a 1979 D with these specific characteristics, you aren't just looking at a mistake. You are looking at a unique fingerprint of American excellence. Think of it like finding a designer suit with a misplaced button that somehow makes the outfit worth more than the boutique itself. It sounds a bit crazy, doesn't it? But in the world of high-stakes coin trading, the wrong details are exactly what make the price tag so right. The demand for these specific 1979 errors is driven by an audience of sophisticated investors who understand that rarity equals power. As the value of the dollar fluctuates, these tangible, ultra-rare assets become the ultimate hedge for those who desire a wealthy lifestyle. This is why the $3 million price point is currently being discussed in inner circles. The scarcity is so absolute that when one of these coins appears at auction, it triggers a bidding war among the world's most successful entrepreneurs. You must realize that the authority in this room belongs to the person who holds the coin. There is no weakness in this market, only a relentless climb toward higher valuations. Every time a new record is set, the floor for your collection rises. Are you prepared to handle the intensity of a high-end auction where the gavel falls on a seven-figure sum? The transition from a coin seeker to a millionaire seller requires a shift in perspective and a commitment to excellence. As we approach the final realization of what the 1979 D penny represents, the connection between your current search and your future prosperity becomes undeniable. The current market is hungry, and it is waiting for a fresh, high-grade discovery to set a new benchmark for the decade. By identifying this specific 1979 Denver error, you are not just selling a coin. You are providing a rare trophy to a market that has an insatiable appetite for the best of the best. This is your moment to move with confidence and authority, knowing that the value you hold is backed by decades of numismatic desire and the rock-solid prestige of the Lincoln Cent legacy. As you look back at your collection tonight, do so with the eyes of a victor. The path to a $3 million payout is paved with the courage to look closer and the wisdom to act fast when the evidence is in your favor. This journey started with a simple penny, but it ends with the keys to a lifestyle that most people only dream of. The demand is at its peak, the valuation is verified by the fire of the market, and the opportunity is yours to seize. Imagine the feeling of the wire transfer hitting your account, the ultimate validation of your persistence and your sharp eye for quality. The 1979 D penny is out there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone with the sophistication to claim its true worth. Will you be the one to present the next multimillion-dollar miracle to the world? Imagine standing at the precipice of a life-altering discovery, one that transforms a mundane copper relic into a key that unlocks the gates to absolute financial freedom. Most people overlook the humble penny, dismissively tossing it into jars or leaving it to gather dust in forgotten drawers, unaware that they might be holding a literal million-dollar lottery ticket. The year 1968 marked a pivotal moment in American history, but in the hallowed halls of the San Francisco Mint, a silent miracle occurred that created one of the most coveted treasures in the numismatic world. This is not just about a coin. It is about the sudden, breathtaking realization that your life could change in the blink of an eye. Have you ever stopped to wonder if the very change clinking in your pocket right now is actually the down payment on a sprawling estate or a sleek, Italian-engineered supercar? The urgency cannot be overstated because as each day passes, these masterpieces of minting errors are being lost to the elements or buried deeper in the chaos of circulation. We are talking about the 1968 Lincoln penny, a coin that should be common, yet carries a secret so rare it has driven the current market value to a staggering $1 million. You might feel a surge of adrenaline just thinking about it, and you should, because the window to claim this level of wealth is narrowing as elite collectors scramble to secure the few remaining specimens. Why would you let someone else claim the fortune that is rightfully sitting in your own home? It is time to stop playing small and start looking at your spare change with the critical eye of a visionary. Let's take a momentary breath. Are you actually checking your pockets right now? Or are you waiting for me to tell you exactly what to look for before you start digging through the couch cushions? The 1968 SS mint mark is your first beacon of hope, but the true magic lies in the structural defiance of the coin itself. We are diving deep into a world where a tiny mistake by a government machine creates a legendary asset. This is about more than just metal. It is about the thrill of the hunt and the undeniable prestige that comes with owning a piece of history that the rest of the world is desperate to get their hands on. To understand why the specific 1968 penny commands such a king's ransom, we must look at the perfection found within its imperfection. The authoritative beauty of this coin lies in its unique striking errors, specifically, the rare double die or repunched mint mark variations that elevate it from a 1-cent piece to a high-yield investment. When you hold a magnifying glass to the date and the S mint mark, you aren't just looking for a smudge. You are looking for the crisp secondary outlines that prove the minting press struck this copper canvas more than once. This double take of history is what creates the high demand among the world's wealthiest investors who view these errors as blue-chip assets. The excitement builds when you realize that the 1968 was part of the first year the mint mark returned to the coins after a brief hiatus, making the San Francisco strikes particularly legendary. If you find a specimen that has maintained its original fiery red luster, you are looking at the pinnacle of numismatic excellence. Imagine the sheer power of walking into a high-end auction house, knowing that your discovery is the holy grail they have been waiting for. Does the idea of being the smartest person in the room with $1 million penny make your heart race just a little bit faster? It should, because this is the level of sophistication and wealth that most people only ever dream of achieving. The market for these rare errors is currently white-hot, with demand far outstripping the supply of verified coins. This means that if you possess a 1968 with a verified major error, you aren't just a seller. You are the commander of the transaction. You hold the leverage in a world of luxury where collectors are willing to pay a premium just for the prestige of owning your find. There is no room for doubt here. The technical specifications of these errors are precise, and the financial rewards are absolute. We are talking about a transition from the ordinary to the extraordinary, fueled by a piece of copper that was never intended to be this perfect. Now that the blueprint for this million-dollar treasure is clear, the path toward your new lifestyle begins with a single, decisive action. You must treat your collection with the respect it deserves, ensuring that if you do find that 1968 miracle, it is preserved in its current state to protect its 7-figure valuation. The fear of missing out is real, but the excitement of what comes next is even more powerful. Imagine the feeling of the wire transfer hitting your account, $1 million from a single penny. This is the moment you transition from a seeker to a provider of rare value, joining the ranks of those who live life on their own terms, surrounded by the finest things the world has to offer. The current market climate is practically begging for new, high-grade 1968s errors to surface, and the prestige associated with these finds is at an all-time high. Every day you wait is a day that someone else could stumble upon the very coin you've been ignoring. Are you going to be the person who tells the story of how they almost found a fortune? Or are you going to be the one showing off the luxury lifestyle that the 1968s penny built for you? The authority is in your hands, and the market is ready to reward your diligence with life-changing wealth.as. We connect the dots from the busy floors of the 1968 San Francisco Mint to the modern-day luxury auctions. The narrative remains consistent. Rarity equals power. This journey into the heart of U.S. numismatics is your gateway to a future defined by abundance and success. Go through your bins, check your old coin sets, and look for that S mark with the revolutionary doubling that signals your arrival into the $1 Million Club. Your wealthy lifestyle is not just a dream. It is a tangible reality waiting inside a 1968 Lincoln penny. The hunt is on, the demand is peaking, and the fortune is yours for the taking. Imagine for a moment that the small, weathered jar of change sitting on your dresser isn't just a collection of discarded metal, but actually a dormant volcano of wealth waiting to erupt. Most people walk through life completely blind to the fact that they might be carrying the keys to a private island right in their pocket. We are talking about the 1962 Lincoln penny, a coin so common that billions were struck, yet so rare in its ultimate error form that it has become the holy grail for the modern treasure hunter. While the world chases volatile stocks and digital currencies, the truly sophisticated eye is turned toward the tactile, undeniable history of American numismatics. You aren't just looking at a piece of copper. You are looking at a potential $5 million lottery ticket that doesn't require a drawing. It only requires your attention. The urgency here cannot be overstated because every day, these masterpieces are lost to the sea of circulation or accidentally spent on a pack of gum. Have you ever stopped to wonder why some people seem to effortlessly slide into a lifestyle of luxury while others work until they are 80? Often, it comes down to the ability to spot value where others see junk. The 1962 penny we are discussing today is currently commanding a market value that rivals fine art and beachfront real estate. If the thought of handing over a $5 million treasure to a cashier doesn't send a shiver of what if down your spine, then you might want to check your pulse. This is about the thrill of the hunt and the absolute authority of knowing exactly what you hold in the palm of your hand. But wait, before you go dumping out every piggy bank in the house and causing a localized copper landslide, let's talk about why this specific year is the one that changes everything. Why 1962? Why Denver? It's a year of transition and secret manufacturing anomalies that created a perfect storm for collectors. We are entering an era where the demand for high-grade, error-laden copper is at an all-time peak. The wealthy elite are diversifying their portfolios into tangible assets, and they are hungry for the 1962 error. This isn't just a hobby. It is a high-stakes game of observation where the winner takes home a life-changing payout. To understand why this coin is worth more than a fleet of Italian sports cars, we have to look closer than the naked eye normally dares. The sophistication of the 1962 error lies in its unique structural defiance. We are looking for specific, high-demand characteristics like the legendary double die or the repunched mint mark that occurred during a moment of mechanical destiny at the Denver Mint. When that heavy steel die slammed into the planchet, it didn't just create a coin, it created a legend. Collectors are currently scouring the globe for these specimens because they represent a flaw in an otherwise perfect system. In the world of high-end auctions, perfection is common, but a beautiful, high-value mistake is priceless. Now, ask yourself this. If you found this coin today, would you even know how to describe its magnificence to a buyer? The authoritative collector knows that the luster of 1962 copper has a specific red glow that drives bidding wars into the millions. We aren't looking for a beat-up, brown coin that spent a decade in a parking lot. We are looking for the survivors. Those coins that look like they were minted yesterday but carry the weight of 60 years of history. The excitement builds when you realize that because so many of these were made, the chances of one sitting in a forgotten collection are actually quite high. It's like finding a Picasso at a garage sale, except this Picasso fits in your coin purse. Connecting the dots between a simple mint error and a $5 million valuation requires an understanding of market scarcity. As the 1962 becomes more recognized, the fear of missing out among the ultra-wealthy intensifies. They aren't just buying a penny. They are buying the prestige of owning the rarest error of the 20th century. This is why the demand is skyrocketing. When you hold a 1962 D error in your hand, you aren't just a person with a coin. You are a gatekeeper to a piece of American history that the world's elite are desperate to acquire. Every detail, from the sharp relief of Lincoln's bow tie to the specific placement of the D mint mark, serves as a signature of immense value. The transition from a curious observer to a wealthy seller is a path paved with precision and timing. The current market for the 1962 D penny is not just healthy. It is aggressive. We are seeing record-breaking sales because people are waking up to the reality that these tangible assets are the ultimate hedge against uncertainty. Imagine the moment of validation when a professional grading service confirms that your find is indeed the $5 million rarity. That is the moment your life shifts from the ordinary to the extraordinary. The houses, the travel, the freedom to never look at a price tag again. It all starts with the courage to look closer at what you already own. There is a certain irony in the fact that a 1-cent piece can be the catalyst for a multimillion-dollar empire, isn't there? It's almost as if the universe is testing us to see who is paying attention. The 1962 D error is a beacon for those who refuse to settle for the status quo. By educating yourself on these specific markers and staying ahead of the market trends, you are positioning yourself in the top 1% of informed individuals. This is your invitation to step into a world where your financial future is determined by your expertise and your eye for excellence. The demand is here, the value is established, and the coins are out there waiting to be claimed. As we conclude this journey into the heart of the 1962 D Denver Mint error, remember that the only thing standing between you and a massive windfall is the action you take today. The market won't wait forever, and as more of these treasures are found and locked away in private vaults, the opportunity to discover one in the wild narrows. Stay inspired, stay authoritative in your search, and keep that sense of excitement alive. You are on the verge of something spectacular. Go through those jars, check those old albums, and prepare yourself for the reality of holding $5 million in the palm of your hand. The life you've always dreamed of is literally cents away.